The NFL season takes two distinct paths around the time of the trade deadline. Teams struggling sell their assets, and those looking to compete try and push the needle. Alongside that, there is a major shift in attitude. Fans start looking towards the playoff race. Some aim their focus towards the wildcard spot, and others at home field advantage. In contrast, as the season picks up, the tankathon begins alongside it. Draft boards are monitored, and college games are looked over with a fine-tooth comb as fans fill Reddit and Twitter with their expert scouting opinions as if they were the ones selecting the players in the first place. For this year, that looks to be the Jets, Saints, and Titans. On the other side of things, teams that are closer to championship windows in need of a major identity shift, like the Bengals and Cowboys, desperately chase X factors, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. It is ridiculous to think of how fast this season has gone by, but we're only a few months removed from the Super Bowl. The speculation over who deserves to go where starts to begin. Names like Arvell Reese float around, someone who has been praised to a ridiculous extent on this channel. Ruben Bain from Miami is another stud, and Caleb Downs is one of the most hyped up prospects in recent memory in terms of being a generational talent. However, in the same lens that last year's draft class was viewed as being absolutely stacked at the running back position, with names like Ashton Genty, Travion Henderson, Omarion Hampton, Quinshon Judkins, and the list goes on, I believe that this current draft class is similar at the linebacker position, with multiple first-round talents to the point where some may be available as late as the 3rd, 4th, and maybe even 5th and 6th round. To start, we must talk about the aforementioned Arvell Reese, someone who has been an absolute shock to watch. So far, Reese can seemingly play anywhere on the football field. His physical attributes are ridiculous. At 6'4" and 243 pounds, not only does he present the physical prototype of a big run-stopping linebacker, but the athleticism takes him beyond being anything close to ordinary. With legit 4.4 speed, the Buckeyes have taken complete advantage of his multifaceted skill set. In the span of a couple plays, Reese goes from being lined up as a Mike to an edge rusher, chasing the quarterback for a sack or dropping back to cover a running back and tight end. To say that he's the best player in this draft is no exaggeration to me. His strength allows him to bulldoze through 300-pound left tackles, and his speed allows him to hawk down running backs. It is truly ridiculous what this man is capable of doing. Despite having rather simplistic pass rush moves, something that I think he will develop as he transitions to the pro game, Reese is a freak athlete who I am so sure will be able to make an immediate impact on defense. Whether or not teams want to play him at edge or Mike, the best defensive coordinator is frothing at the chance to disguise him in both. Versatility is the name of the game for a modern defense, and with all the disguises and schemes that Matt Patricia runs at OSU, I am so confident that Reese can easily plug into an NFL defense. Regarding fit, I can see him going as the number 1 pick in the entire draft. I mentioned it in my Saints video that maybe they'd be more comfortable going for a traditional edge rusher like Ruben Bain, but I would not be surprised if they decided to bring in Reese alongside Demario Davis and the new stud Danny Stutzman. Regardless of who they pick, Saints fans should be lucky that Reese is in this class, because if I was a team like the Bengals or Cowboys, I would be going all out to get the number 1 pick and select this guy, because any team in need of improving their defense should, and honestly it's kind of malpractice if they ignore making a move to secure someone as talented as Arvell Reese. This OSU defense is ridiculous. Alongside Downs, Reese, and one of my favorite players who I hope ends up on my team after the draft, Caden McDonald, they come together and form a super team. However, a name that kind of falls behind a little bit is Sonny Styles, and while those who are aware of his game definitely give him the attention he deserves, Reese hogs a bit of the stardom given his unicorn nature. Sonny Styles is a surefire tackler. He's fantastic in coverage and a physical beast that will also immediately fit in NFL defenses. At the time of this recording, he has a 0% missed tackle rate, which used to be an issue for him. That improvement speaks volumes to his character and future in the pros. While I am no GM, something that I personally consider very heavily when evaluating talent is the progression that some of these skill sets take. It is a lot different coming out of high school and being amazing across the board, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but in the age where it is so difficult to figure out whether or not someone is going to work in the NFL, progression seems to be a major indicator. When an athlete is capable of taking their worst aspect and turning that into a strength, not only does it say a lot about their future development, but it says a lot about who they are in the locker room. Styles becoming such a good tackler after addressing that as a former weak spot shows so much hope for what's to come. Also, because Arvell Reese is so physically gifted, I think people forget that this dude is an absolute beast of a human as well. I don't really know what OSU feeds these kids because to have two in the same class is ridiculous. CJ Allen is another linebacker that everyone should keep their eyes on. He might not have the same physical measurables as Reese or Styles, but at 20 years old with some crazy athletic potential, he has already proven to be an elite coverage guy. I'm not that worried about his ability against the run because it's not like he's bad. I think it's just something that could be improved and definitely will be as he puts more muscle on his frame. Processing could use some work, but this is just another example of a fantastic option at the linebacker position. Anthony Hill Jr. out of Texas is another name that's been hyped up for a little while now. He's not as versatile as maybe Reese or Styles are on a position level, but as a Mike, there's a lot he brings to the table, both as someone who can command the middle of the field and also as someone that stacks against interior linemen. His strong suit is definitely his insane reaction time and instinct as a run stopper. In both man and zone, there definitely is room for improvement as he transitions to NFL defense, but his natural ability to operate instinctually and shut down the run is a huge asset to a Cowboys-type team. In fact, I imagine that as a very natural fit for him other than the, Texas to Dallas connection. He's a great tracker and uses his lateral quickness to move from lane to lane. There are a ton of intangibles that I see a team in need of an identity shift falling in love with. A natural leader with killer instinct, and a clutch gene that has been shown time and time again throughout his college career. Also in Texas, but wearing different colors, is Jacob Rodriguez, who has put himself in Heisman discussions as the centerpiece of a very impressive Texas Tech defense. Alongside a great story and a passion for the game that runs deep, Rodriguez is an electric player that can go sideline to sideline and snap downhill towards runners and the quarterback. With 88 tackles, 9 fumbles, and 3 picks, he is everywhere on the field, and despite lacking some of the athletic prowess that a few others in this class have, his impact on this Texas Tech squad is not to be understated. On a similar note of a talented run stopper, Alabama's Deontay Lawson has bounced back from injuries and produced a body of work that identifies him as a top-tier linebacker. His control of the defense is what stands out to me the most. Despite being able to anchor them physically, his presence as the green dot on Alabama's defense is so impressive. He has a rare affinity for diagnosing and processing the field before the snap. His injury history does remain a concern, but his level of play on the field is very impressive. Lawson has a rare blend of being able to go sideline to sideline with instinctive tackling capable of operating in space while also matching that with physical attributes that lead to him excelling in physical football. Similar to Hill, there is a major presence of leadership and intangibles. He can easily fit the role of a team captain, and if he progresses and develops, I can see him being a consistent backbone on a very successful NFL defense. This video has already gone on for very long, and I admit that it's impossible to list every single linebacker prospect, but there are 2 in particular that I have become huge fans of. One of them is Whit, a special talent out of LSU. Personally, I have fallen in love with the way this kid plays football. Sideline to sideline versatility, an insane trigger, and amazing pursuit skills to chase down runners is just the start. He might be a little bit undersized for the position, but he is an explosive, violent tackler, and despite not being able to stack on the interior the same way other players might, his tape shows true 3-down ability. His intensity is so appealing for coaches, GMs, and fans. He absolutely elevates this LSU defense with the effort and heart that he brings to the field. His nature as a leader is something to be sought after because you can't train hard, but you can develop and grow his maybe lacking skills in man coverage. I think the sky's the limit for Weeks, and if I was a team that wanted to elevate my defense subtly with a late round pick, I would be all over him. Lastly, to round off this video, but certainly not the least of the class, Taurean York. He might personally be my favorite player because of where he's going to be available. Despite an undersized frame, his processing speed is unmatched, plain and simple. He is a fantastic player for this A&M defense, and similar to Lawson, he is so skilled at adjusting and reading pre-snap. If there's one player that you can point to and say, this guy studies film like his life depends on it, Taurean York is that type of guy. There are few players on the field that give more effort than him. Just like Weeks, he is explosive and violent. He's a great tackler that aims to put a stamp on every single play. He also might lack a little bit of refinement and technical ability, but he more than makes up for it in his approach to the game and the effort that he brings. He does a great job at putting his eyes in the right place, whether that be in coverage or against the run. His natural ability to follow blocking schemes is hard to replicate and serves as a fantastic foundation for NFL coaches to build off of. With so many great players to talk about, it is hard to consider every single athlete. However, as the role of a diverse, versatile linebacker becomes more and more apparent on defenses that utilize disguises and complex packages more than ever, whether that be in the case of athletic freaks such as Reese or calculated processors and leaders like Lawson and York, teams that are in need of a linebacker have stumbled across what has the makings of an all-time strong draft class. Thanks for watching another video here on DNA Sports. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts. If there's anyone we missed, make sure to let us know. We love talking football and are happy to read your opinions. We'll see you in the next one.